Good morning, Dingle's Crypto. What another fantastic / scary / awesome day it was, because we crashed, but first we made it over 40,000, right? And then we crashed all the way to 37. And then we made it back up to 40,000. And then we crashed all the way down to 39. And now we're probably going back to up to 40,000. Test again. Perfect continuation pattern. Awesome pattern. Looks like we might break 40,000. But first, let me cover what we're going to go over today. We're going to be going over proof that retail is entering market because these dead coins that have been dead for years are coming back to life. Okay. As well as we're going to be discussing some Pomp and Jake Paul, because they are in discussions to do podcasts together, influence the next generation of Bitcoiners, right? And we're going to just be discussing some perspective on DeFi and other exciting stuff. So make sure you stay tuned till the end, and make sure you subscribe and like this video to stay updated on the crypto ecosystem, as well as I do DeFi exploration and crypto insights, which is a little opinionated, but the DeFi exploration is awesome, and I just deep dive into DeFi protocols and use them and test them out and see how they work and what the utility of those are. So make sure you subscribe to stay tuned and learn about it together. Let's just jump right into it. I kind of already discussed Bitcoin. Looks like we're going to continue and pump through $40,000. All I'm looking for is a strong pump through 40,000 and a nice continuation. But this is proof that we are slowing down. Retracement is proof that we are slowing down, guys. So that is another thing to be cautious of. Now let's look at Ethereum. We have yet to hit all-time high in prices, but today we did hit all-time high in market cap. So market cap is basically, it is token supply times price equals market cap, and we have more circulating supply than we did in early 2018 when we hit all-time high in prices, right? So that's why we aren't at all-time high prices yet, but we are at all-time high market cap, if you guys were wondering why. But now, one thing I do want to say before we move on is we could easily, guys, come on. Up 100% in 14 days, guys. Absolutely insane, but awesome. I'm not complaining, but also you got to take a step back and say, wow. We could pump more, but that marginal benefit might outweigh the cost of a retracement. It's just you just got to weigh the benefits versus the risk, and that's what it's all about. Now let's talk about proof that retail is entering the market, and let's just jump right into it. And you can tell because tokens like Verge are pumping, right? And if you have been in crypto long enough, you understand that Verge has no utility. It has utility in the sense that you can send it over a blockchain, but that's the same with any other crypto. And it's been pumping like crazy today. 20% today. Last 30 days, 174%. Absolutely insane. A $276 million market cap, guys. Come on. There's so many better tokens under $276 million market cap. Holy smokes. If you're buying Verge right now, and I hope you know that it is trash. And the way you can, first, red sign, it's a .com, right? And second, look at these use cases. A digital currency designed for everyday use, bringing blockchain into everyday life, open source development, and community driven. If you haven't been around blockchain for long enough, that is literally the use case for blockchain, right? That is the use case. And what is every token built on? A blockchain. So guys, this is as generic as it can get, right? Come on. And then this token, Zem, right? Who the hell is buying this token, guys? Who the hell is buying it? I have never seen any utility come out of NEM, guys. Holy crap. Like what? This is a $2 billion market cap, and NEM, does anybody know what NEM does? Nobody in crypto knows what it does. It's just there. It's always been there. Nobody knows what it does, though. I swear, nobody has ever talked about it. Obviously it pumped to almost $2 back then in 2018, but boy, I don't know what it does. If you know what it does, please comment. Because I promise I've been in the crypto for a long time and I've never heard anybody talk about NIM. Ever. Now let's go into some just perspective, right? So we got Bitcoin at $750 billion market cap. We have Ethereum at $150 billion market cap. But DeFi, which is all the DeFi protocols, only at $12.5 billion, right? And we have Uniswap just doing $1 billion in volume on a daily, right? Which is insane. But in like DeFi, I mean, 3 to 5x is, I mean, it should be pretty easy to do for most of these DeFi tokens, right? So keeping that in mind, and Urine V2 is coming out shortly. So, I mean, a lot of stuff exciting is happening in DeFi. Also, you can participate in like DeFi Pulse token, which is an index of DeFi tokens, as well as there's PiDAO indexes and CVP's indexes, right? So just different ways to expose yourself to that smaller market cap of 12.5 billion that has huge potential. Now let's talk about, this is another kind of just a thing to change your perspective. This is talking about Coinbase's IPO. He says, does anyone have a handle on when Coinbase's IPO is? It's going to suck a lot of institutional liquidity out of the space, as it's an equity that is easy to buy and will likely cause a short-term significant top. When I thought about the Coinbase's IPO, I expected the price to pump, right? Introduces new people to Bitcoin, right? People that might have not understood it until Coinbase's IPO came out, and then they are like, oh, Bitcoin, let's buy some Bitcoin, right? Instead, he's going the route that Coinbase's equity will come out. People will be like, oh, let's just buy that because then I gain direct exposure to Bitcoin's price action. There's already equities out there like Riot Blockchain, Marathon Patent Group, as well as MicroStrategy has been following Bitcoin's price relatively closely. So those are some things that are already out there. So why would an investor want to buy Coinbase instead of those tokens? I mean, those equities, I don't know. I mean, I tend to believe that Coinbase's IPO will make the markets pump. But comment below what you believe, and we can have a discussion, right? Or in the Telegram group or the Discord. And now let's go to some Bitcoin transaction going into Coinbase. I mean, a decent amount of that. All I want to bring up with this is understand that Bitcoin trades on a premium on exchanges that have direct exchange to US dollars, right? So Coinbase's Bitcoin prices are on a premium because US dollar is directly linked to it, right? Versus Binance is USDT, USDC, mostly USDT, right? So stable coins bring less of a premium to Bitcoin's price because it's important to be able to get out of stable coins if you need to for X, Y, and Z. So that importance is put into the premium of those exchanges, right? So now let's go into some pop. This is just short clips, kind of fun clips. I like his perspective on a couple things.
Major theses in that note was that it would be a replacement for gold. And I'm just curious because it seems like all of the other bullish reasons behind Bitcoin have disappeared, and now it's primarily the store of value. Can it continue at the pace that you think it should go with just that one thesis?
One thing I want to bring up before Pomp talks is, I mean, what she brings up is correct, but it seems like lately there's been two theses is like getting out of cash is another, and replacing cash. So that's another thesis that has been perpetuated since the market crash in March. So
yeah, I think, look, one of the key pieces here is why is JP Morgan so conservative, right? If you really think about in the technology world, we talk about 10x improvements of products. Bitcoin is at least 10x better than gold in every way. And so I think that if you just think of a Bitcoin product that is 2x better and market cap kind of follows that, that would put Bitcoin at $1 million a coin, right? Just 2x gold's market cap. And the key piece here, when I say those numbers, they kind of shock people, but we have to remember that both gold and Bitcoin are sound money principles. Gold is the analog application of sound money principles. Bitcoin is the digital application.
There you go, digital application of sound money principles, right? So what he says is very true, and I tend to believe everything he says a $1 million Bitcoin, and that's obviously subject to inflation, and who knows what $1 million will be when Bitcoin's price will hit $1 million, right? So keep that in mind, as well as let's skip ahead to 210 because that's another point I want to make.
Piece of this that I think is really important to understand is that every single corporation, both in the United States and outside the US, is going to put Bitcoin into their treasury. They're going to have to. We are watching central banks around the world stuff the economy with liquidity, and people are running around saying, how do I protect the purchasing power? And so gold has served that purpose in some treasuries, but I think Bitcoin is just being underestimated. The fact that every single company that's publicly traded or private is going to end up putting Bitcoin in that treasury, that is a wall of demand that people just aren't accounting for. And so as we're seeing today, just Wall Street institutions are showing up yet. Corporations really haven't shown up yet.
So once again, corporations will put Bitcoin on its balance sheet instead of holding cash, which is something that, is inevitable, because once the US dollar starts inflating at 10%, there's nowhere else you can put your money, really. There's nowhere else you can put your money, so it has to go into Bitcoin or maybe even Ethereum. Now let's go to more pomp, because pomp's all over the news, the Twitter news. Logan Paul and Bitcoin crossover. The only reason why I bring this up is because Logan Paul has a huge audience of the younger demographic. And what's important about that, and what is a huge kind of insight into the future of crypto, is kids, and not kids, like teenagers and young adults like I am. I'm 22. And I am extremely passionate about Bitcoin and blockchain. And believe it or not, these young kids will have an even greater understanding and conceptualization of blockchain. So the average kid will understand what blockchain is versus me when I was 18 trying to understand blockchain. It took me a while. And these kids will have an easy conceptual, they will know from a young age what blockchain is and have a very good grasp over that, which is very important. And let's go to Bitcoin is now worth half of all the silver. So first, let's conquer silver's market cap, which is 1.5 trillion versus Bitcoin's just hit 750 billion. So we're halfway to conquering silver. And now let's talk about kind of what's in store for inflation, because Georgia's Senate race just concluded, and both seats went to the Democrats, which, whether that's good or bad, that's obviously your opinion. But all that can be said is throughout history, Democrats have had tendencies to spend more money, right? Do more programs, entitlement programs, X, Y, and Z, government spending, right? So what does that mean? More inflation possible, right? Spending equals less valuable dollar. And that's kind of bullish for Bitcoin, in the sense that the US dollar's value will go down. It means the Bitcoin price will go up in accordance to that. So keep that in mind. Next is some Wall Street Journal news. So Bitcoin's wild ride shows the truth. It is probably worth zero. And that's when Bitcoin was at 3,800, guys. And now look at the headline. Bitcoin's hot 2021 continues with a move above $40,000. That's just today, guys. Absolutely insane. Everybody is talking about it. It's on podcasts, Wall Street Journal's news coverage. Everywhere you go, it's talking about Bitcoin. So one thing I implore you to do is, when we see a retracement, whether that's in 2022 or 2023 or it's in a month from now, is to stay active in the Bitcoin and blockchain communities, because millions aren't made in bull markets, they are made in bear markets. And if you can position yourself correctly in a bear market, you will be very well rewarded. So keep that in mind. And lastly, make sure you subscribe and like this video, because we're growing so substantially. It's so awesome to see. We're almost at 1,000. If we can reach 1,000 subs before Bitcoin's price, let's say, breaks 45,000, right? I think we can do it. I think we can do it, guys. We can break 1,000 before 45,000. That's the next goal, guys. 1,000, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to talk, there's a Telegram chat and a Discord chat in my bio, so go check it out. All right, peace out and dingle dingle.